Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawnbusters Taste Challenge. We are here with two blended Scotch whiskies. This one is King Robert II. I don't know when it was introduced, never could find out. I know it was bought by Ian MacCleod Company. They bought the King Robert line of gin, vodka, whiskey, rum, etc. in 1968. And this is their Scotch whiskey from the King Robert line. Distilled, blended, and bottled in Scotland. Ian MacCleod Distilling. And it has won awards. And there's no age statement. And I bought this big handle bottle for $17.99 at World of Beverage in Georgia. John and Illy insisted that we stop, and I'm glad he did because it's a good deal. The competitor is the last of the Dewar's age 15 years. The Monarch, as it's called. Introduced in 1998, age 15 years. Produced under a royal warrant, it says, for a royal warrant by Queen Elizabeth II, given to this company as official whiskey providers of the royal household of Scotland, Northern Ireland, England, the British Virgin Islands, Australia, Christmas Island, Norfolk Island, Cocos, or also known as Keeling Island, Belize, Gibraltar, and other realms around the world. All right. So this is an above premium product. It'll run you about $57 a bottle. This is obviously a budget or value price product, $17.99 for a big glass jug. So that with no age statement, but we know it's at least 3 years old. So I'm dealing with this feline animal who wanted to come in the house. So hopefully this animal will sit here quietly while I do this. I don't know. She's kind of interfering with me typing up the notes. Okay, just stays put. All right. Now, once we finish with the Dewar's 15-year age, we're going to go to Dewar's 18-year age versus everybody. Well, until I run out. I may not have enough of it to go against every other Scotch I have, but I might. It's going to be a close run, so we'll see. You would hope the 18-year age is going to beat everybody, considering it's age 18 years and it's $69.99, $70 a bottle, basically $70 a bottle for talking about a regular size bottle. So we would hope. Okay. Yeah, you like people to rub your tummy, huh? Well, not people, me. She won't let any other people touch her without hissing at them. This is a feral, well, it was a feral cat, a stray cat. Very wild and it did bite me twice and scratching me all the time and running from me, but then looking for me. So she calmed down. Now she's laying on my lap like a big baby. Poured a little bit too much of the King Robert, but there's no going back. And second, these built-in pours tend to make it flow so fast. And there's no more 15-year age Dewars anyway to even it up. So the King Robert is about the same shade. They're both gold. Is the Dewar's colored? I don't know. It's age 15 years, so maybe it's natural color. I don't know. King Robert II, you doubt that. They're probably adding caramel color to it. Okay. I don't think the weight difference is going to matter, although it could, but I don't think it will. I hope it doesn't. Look at some tasting notes on the Dewar's website. It says, created to be a sweeter, lighter blended Scotch whiskey. So let's think sweeter and lighter. First whiskey created by Stephanie MacLeod. Thanks to I wonder if she's related to the Ian MacCleod Company. Thanks to both our unique double aging process where they age all the whiskeys separately and then they marry them together or blend them because it's a blended Scotch and then age them again together. And golden water source. Dewar's 15-year-old is unusually smooth with flavor notes of honey, toffee, and floral. Honey, toffee, and floral. So I'm supposed to taste honey, toffee, and taste flowers. I never really ate flowers. You can make an elderflower highball. King Robert II Awards. International Spirits Challenge Silver 2019. International Wine and Spirits Competition Silver 2016. International Wine and Spirits Competition Silver Outstanding 2012. So in the last 10 years, it's won a silver outstanding. Oh, 2 silvers and a silver outstanding. I guess that's like silver plus. Not quite gold, though. So King Robert II, first Stuart King of Scotland, they say. Color, rich blonde. Bronze, rich bronze. Nose, sweet toffee and vanilla with pleasing spicy influence. Sweet toffee and vanilla. So they both supposed to have toffee. Creamy and warming, fruity with butterscotch on the palate. Long and complex finish. Oh, well. What are some other Scotch whiskeys they make? Blended. 6 Isles, Sheep Dip, I'm not going to read the single malts. Pig's Nose, Isle of Skye, S-K-Y-E, since 1933. This I already said the 6 Isles. Langs, I've seen Langs around. Langs. I think in Total Wine and More a lot. And then King Robert II. Other brands. As We Get It whiskey. I think that's an expensive. Okay. Black Shield, Dunfife, Glenshire, Major Guns, Marlborough Gin, Marshall whiskey, Maxwell whiskey, Queen Seal whiskey, Rostov vodka, Scottish Stag. They might have dropped the King Robert II other brands like gin or whatever, but I doubt it. They're probably just not listing it. Yeah, I knew it was a blended Scotch. Queen Seal, 30-year-old, 25-year-old. I guess that's for United Kingdom only. Oh, well, never mind. Canada Dry Hands. I find Dewar's White Label to be good for the price. I agree with that. Okay, now you sit there, cat, and if you jump down, you're going out. Okay, jump down, you're going out, thankfully. Okay, going out. Let's go on outside, okay? Please, come on. Ah! That's not a good game to play. Okay, got the stray cat to go outside. Very destructive animal. Doesn't hesitate to tear stuff apart, which I don't like. I don't want a pet. I don't need it. I don't want it. All these rich, complex nosing notes that I read you, I'm not really getting all that. Honeycomb, vanilla, toffee, floral. To me, it just smelled like distilled grains that are slightly barrel aged. You get a little barrel note. I know they all have to be at least 3 years, which is stricter than the United States. Remember, in the United States, straight bourbon whiskey, or any straight whiskey, could be straight corn whiskey or straight just whiskey, because not all bourbon. has to be aged at least 2 years. So in the United States, they only require 2 years, and that's for straight whiskey. Now, if it's just whiskey, there is no requirement. In other words, I saw a bourbon that was 6 months old, aged. Boy. This one has a little nectar on the nose, maybe honey. So it must be that Dewar's 15-year age. Let's go with the taste. Cheers. See, I'm picking up a little smoke on the King Robert. The Dewar's 15-year age has no smokiness whatsoever. So this has got to be King Robert. And it is. So that was the giveaway. Little peatiness, a little smoke. Now, so is the King Robert using some Islay Scotch in its single malt part of the blend? Obviously. Is it a lot of it? No, it's enough to make a difference. Whereas the Dewar's is clearly not using any of that. So let's say King Robert is probably $13 a bottle, regular size bottle. Dewar's 15 years, 57. You know what? I'm wrong. It's 39. $39.99. It's the 18 year. That's 67. Sorry. 68. 40. Is it really $37 a bottle better? Some people will come here and argue, yes, clearly. What's wrong with you? Don't you know that? Let me taste it again, okay? The only thing I know is what I'm tasting. I'm not bought into all of this stuff. Roobsy Boobsy says, you, back to you. All right. It's much fuller flavored. There's much more wood, a lot more honey, a lot more boldness. It's smoother because of the 15-year aging. It's a lot more developed. You would hope for that. Laughing out loud. You would hope. It's $39.99 a bottle. Probably more, really, most places. I got it a little cheaper per ounce. But anyway, but $37. This one's kind of flat in the taste. Not a bad taste. There's nothing off-putting or, gross about it. But I haven't really run into any Scotch, even the cheapest ones, that are like off-putting and nasty. But usually it's a case that they're just so bland. If they're really cheap, they'd just be bland. Which, if you're just making cocktails, what difference would it make? I don't know. But cocktail people, they'll say, yes, it makes a big difference. And you need to realize that. In my case, I don't really need to realize that because I don't drink cocktails. I don't drink highballs. So it wouldn't matter to me, But I appreciate that that's a big culture, and people love cocktails, and there's clubs that they join for that, and there's a radio show in New Orleans, Tales of the Cocktail, each week, and the Sazerac House, an interactive cocktail museum. So I'm not hostile to the idea. I'm just simply not interested in it. So this doesn't indicate any hostility. And I'm saying in my particular case, the quality of the whiskey wouldn't matter per cocktail because I don't drink them. It's a moot point is what I'm trying to say. Okay. I'm going to say, now I'm getting a lot of bready notes, like a bread crust with the Dewar's. I'm not sure if it's worth $37 more per bottle, but I'm going to say it's probably worth. You see what I'm saying? It's probably worth $37 more per bottle. So are you gonna just do? Are you going to just fail and bomb out if you buy King Robert II and you get the regular bottle for 13, and if you get the big hand, now the handle was on sale, now it's not the normal price, but they said special this week or special this month, whatever it is they were saying in 2018, $17.99. So I said, well, heck, I don't know anything about it. I've never seen anybody talk about this product. I've seen some videos for it, but it's not. I have a lot left, but it's not like. Well, you see what I mean. When people discuss Scotch whiskey, blended Scotch whiskey, King Robert II is not in the top 25 products they're talking about. Clearly, they're going to talk about Johnny Walker, the famous grouse, Dewar's, Cuddy Sark, J and W. I mean J and B, not J and W. That's not in the top 25. JW is JW Dance. J and B, Just Ernie and Brooks. They're going to talk about Grants, perhaps. Buchanan's, Bell's, which I've never had, Valentine's, and all of those. So, but everything is not going to be in the top. Just look at college baseball. There's over 300 teams, but only 25 of them can be in the top 25, right? Does that mean the other 270 something don't count? No, they count. It's just that people don't talk about them. They're not interested in them. You go to games, there's not that many people there. Usually, sometimes it will. You'll be surprised. But like I went to a college baseball game last month. Prairie View A&M at Texas Southern in Houston. It was a small crowd, but they were really into it, having a good time. I mean, they live in obviously those people live in the neighborhood. Most of them, you could tell, walk there. Except for the Prairie View A&M followers, they drove. Probably watch their children play, or it could be just some fans who go. Most of these college teams have people that just go to the games because they have something to do. But if you say college baseball, no one's gonna say, yeah, Texas Southern Tigers, that's the thing to talk about, or Prairie View A&M Panthers. No. And they're not going to be in the top 25 good teams. They're in the lower. And you'll see a lot of flaws. They make a lot of errors. They're obviously not very talented. There's people that want to play college baseball, but they wouldn't even be able to make second string on a major team like Stanford or University of Mississippi or Connecticut, somebody like that. So, they play in. Not going to get any recognition. And that's the thing, like King Robert II. It's in play for decades, but it's not going to get any attention except from people like me, which are kind of eccentric in my interest. Like I'll give these little obscure brands a chance, which is kind of eccentric because most people, they just why am I even wasting a video on that? It's not going to get many views. It's not going to help my sub count. It depends on what your focus is on your channel. See, since that isn't my focus, it frees me up to tackle a lot of outliers, Oh well, yeah, it probably is worth the money, but extra money. Burley Sullivan says, yo, Ron, yo to you. All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. So the moral of the story is there is no moral, because whiskey is morally neutral. It's neither good nor bad. It just exists. It's a product. There's no moral connotation to it. You say, what about heavy drinking? Well, now that's different, because that's how you're utilizing the product. You can utilize it in a good way or a bad way. So we wouldn't say the moral of the story. We say the main idea of this story, the main theme is that you can notice price differences with the really cheap ones versus the much higher priced ones. It's not always the case, however, which is why the blind taste test is a very useful tool, because it will eliminate bias if if you do the test correctly, because you can't be biased for or against something if you don't know which one is which. Now, once you do the nosing and the tasting, then if you're used to the product, you'll get it. You know, you're not going to get it wrong. Usually, if you're really familiar with the product. All right. So anyway, cheers to King Robert II. In other words, cheers to Ian MacCleod Company. I got a lot left to do. You know, I mean, it's going to be years and years down the road. Dewar's 15-year age is finished. Will I ever do it again? Well, probably, but it will have to. It will depend on if I find more of these mini bottles, or if I get a good deal on a bigger one. You know, because I'm so backlogged. There's no great rush to get it, and there's so many other products I'm wanting to get, like the Buchanan's Master, Buchanan's 18-year age, the Johnny Walker Black Label, which I've never had in my life, and others. So, but yeah, it's definitely in the realm of possibility for without a doubt. All right, thanks everybody, and tomorrow we're going into a new series, kind of. Dewar's 18-year age versus all the rest. My prediction is that it's going to do very well and probably win most of the contests, but it's going to be shown out through the taste challenges. Otherwise, we don't really know. All right, thank y'all, and have a good evening, and join us tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern for Stout Sunday. Any porters or stout porters? Porters or stout porters? Stout Sunday. Thank you.